Donald Trump Jr. recently noted that the Kavanaugh saga has made him worried about his own sons. He's not the only one who feels that way. Well, on The View, Whoopi Goldberg says that if he has that fear, it must be because his sons are future rapists. Watch this.
You only worry about this for your child if you think your child has these tendencies. If your child is not someone who's assaulting people, it shouldn't be a concern for you.
Don Jr.'s oldest son, by the way, is not even 10 years old. But that's not surprising what you just heard. The View has recently warped from a breezy daytime show into a font of deranged propaganda. Not an overstatement.
These white men, old, by the way, are not protecting women. They're protecting a man who is probably guilty.
I have to tell you, as a woman, I think you're trying to take my rights away.
That's right.
Get out of my behind. Get out of my vagina. Get out.
So it's almost like they're worried that, oh, white people are going to lose all their power. Pretty soon we'll be like South Africa, apartheid, where 10% of white people were running the country.
You know what's horrible? When the president of the United States whips up people to beat the hell out of people. Say goodbye.
This president has started this war against the media. These are the acts, in my opinion, of a dictator.
Joy Behar, Karen Johnson, acting under her stage name Whoopi Goldberg, and the rest. Ann Coulter is a columnist, a great one, author of the book Resistance is Futile, How the Trump-Hating Left Has Lost Its Collective Mind, and possibly a View watcher. Who knows? She joins us tonight. What do you make of this? This is not the View that you remember, is it?
Well, I can't say I was ever a huge View watcher, but I've liked it. I do think the left has lost its mind over Trump. I think it's worth pointing out, I'm listening to this hate speech from the left on Kavanaugh. Senators Collins and Murkowski and Flake, you know, they're so touchy about, the loss of civility under Donald Trump, and he's so, he's so indecent. We want to respect our institutions. If you want to respect the institutions, then vote to confirm Kavanaugh and end this mob attack on obviously a very respectable and perhaps the most impressive judge who's ever been nominated.
But it's just a little weird where it's coming from. So you'll remember a couple of weeks ago, all of us were informed by our superiors that we needed to hate Alex Jones, who had a website because it was a threat to our democracy. This is the ABC broadcast network. This is one of the oldest and biggest broadcast networks. And you have one of their main anchors accusing someone's 9-year-old son of being a potential rapist.
Well, I liked Whoopi's mention of criminal tendencies, and I'm thinking this idea of criminal tendencies is something we should start working into the criminal law. We're definitely going back to stop and frisk if we're allowed to consider criminal tendencies.
Well, that's right.
This is so contrary.
First of all, shame on you for thinking through the implications of what Whoopi Goldberg says.
Not to say the more obvious point of, I mean, this idea that, well, you only need to worry about this if you're a criminal. Why do we have to get warrants to search somebody's house then? No, there are rules for these things, and the basic rule is that there should be evidence. I mean, one of the things
evidence? You're an extremist, Ann Coulter. I can't believe we're giving you a platform. Evidence?
One of the things I keep hearing people say is, you know how credible she's not a doctor, only an MD is a doctor, Dr. Ford was, how credible they act as if this is a case that we're all just going to sit home in our living rooms and watch this, and well, she seemed credible to me. But, you know, Meryl Streep was credible in Sophie's Choice. She wasn't at Auschwitz. She hasn't committed suicide. No, we're not talking about just judging someone's performance. That's why we have evidence, and wow, the evidence is overwhelmingly against Christine Blasey Ford, not a licensed psychologist. I do think the tide seems to have turned because I am a hate watcher. I mostly watch MSNBC and CNN, and I noticed since these latest, the ex-boyfriend of Dr. Ford has come out and said, I lived with her for 6 years. She never talks about sexual assault. She flew all the time. She's not afraid of closed spaces. Oh, yeah, and she stole $600 from me. Suddenly they're talking about Russia again.
I'm so glad that you watch that and keep us current. Boy, I've never missed your column. Ann Coulter, thank you for coming.
Thank you.